is a sudden, radical, or complete change. It can be the overthrow or the renunciation of a government. It can be a movement designed to effect fundamental changes in the social-economic structure. Revolutions are sometimes necessary to bring about changes. But with revolutions comes bloodshed and serious sacrifices, as you see even in the war that we're in now. Before the United States became united, they were ruled and governed by the British. There came a point in time in history when the colonists became tired of the British rule and decided that they needed a change. From that desperation for change, a revolution was birthed, and the colonists united and fought for their independence. There was war, and there was bloodshed, and lives were lost, but the revolution brought about a change, and the United States of America was established in 1776. For more than 200 years, this same United States was built because of the free labor that they imported from the continent of Africa. Through slavery, America became rich off the strength and sweat and tears of our African ancestors. But one day another revolution occurred, and civil war resulted over the Emancipation Proclamation of the slaves. This revolution brought an end to slavery for people of color and replaced the shackles of oppression with the liberating appetite for freedom. Yet still, in the United States, revolution after revolution erupted for the civil rights of people who experienced discrimination based on the color of their skin and not the content of their character. Revolutionary leaders such as Doris Kuhl and Cesar Chavez and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. evolved out of a need for liberation and equality. A revolution erupted in 1976, and those of you who went to South Africa are familiar with this, when more than 1,000 students, younger than you, in a small township in Johannesburg, South Africa, known as Soweto, decided it was time for change. More than 200 students were shot down and died that day because they refused to allow the government to force the language of the white Afrikaans as their national language. However, that revolution marked the beginning to the end of apartheid. It is always important to stop and give homage to those who fought in a revolutionary war for change so that others might be free. However, I have come this morning to make a proclamation, and that proclamation is the following. The revolution is over. It's time for a renaissance. A renaissance is a new beginning. It is a rebirth. It is a new and fresh beginning. Even in history, a period was called the Renaissance, and I know you're familiar with that. That was a time that was marked as a humanistic rebirth of the classical influence expressed by the arts and literature and the beginning of our modern sciences. A renaissance is not conceived by war and bloodshed. A renaissance is creative in that it does not need a prototype to come into existence. However, a renaissance is powerful enough to change a nation. I use these words to challenge the generation of young South Africans because it has only been 12 years that apartheid has officially ended in South Africa. I told those young people that the Renaissance was within them and that they were the generation of the new South Africa. Today, I challenge you, the Magic Johnson Taylor Michael Scholars, to become a Renaissance generation. I challenge you to acquire a Renaissance mentality. We need young people with hearts and minds that have not lived under the gory memories and flashbacks of war. This world needs a new generation of thinkers who are ready to go to the next dimension without the war nightmares of past experiences. This world needs men and women of peace who will build a new nation with new ideas and a new direction. Don't just go through life without a sense of direction and purpose. Don't allow the pressures that you are experiencing to distract you from fulfilling your divine destiny. It is easy to go with the flow and to float in the direction of the current. But it takes a strong individual to swim against the raging billows of a storm. To the rookies, where are you? Raise your hand. As you begin this journey, desire that Renaissance state of mind. Talk to the veterans. Talk to your fellow Taylor Michael scholars who've been in the program a year or more. And learn from their mistakes. There are choices that you will make in the next few months that will determine the direction of the rest of your life. Make wise decisions. To those of you who are continuing college students, this is your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, some of you seventh year. It has been said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. My advice to you is don't be crazy. Make adjustments and get that Renaissance state of mind zone. Get serious about who you are and realize that you were put on this earth with an awesome plan that only you can fulfill. To the graduating seniors, it's your time. It's your time to remember where you have come from and how you got to where you are today. It's time to look outside of yourself and to begin to expand your territory. It's time for you to remember with gratitude the revolutionary men and women who forged the path you travel today. Thank your parents, your teachers, your pastors, your next door neighbor, Mr. Johnson, the committee members, and Taylor Michaels. However, we're revolutionary people. We need you. We need you, this new generation of thinkers, to take us to a new place that is far better than we could ever imagine. To all Taylor Michaels scholars, it is important that you know that everything you experience this week is by divine design. Don't disregard any seminar. Say, I don't need that. Don't disregard any seminar or any team building activity. Don't ignore the rules and come late to activities